It is Friday, the 28th of March, 2025. My name is Pigeon Rose, and this is my song of the day. Today, we're talking about a quote-unquote classic. I mean, it's only about 20 years old. We're talking about a kind of a song that at one time was everywhere for various reasons. It's kind of taken on a life longer than you might think. And that song is Somewhere Only We Know by Keane. I know basically nothing about Keane. I know they're English, and that's about it. This song was the first single from their debut album, Hopes and Fears, which came out in 2004. And you'll know it when you hear it if you don't already know it from the title. It's in a lot of TV shows and stuff. That's how a lot of people know it. It appeared in the second episode of Grey's Anatomy, and that's kind of what twigged a lot of people into hearing it. And it kind of became associated with Grey's Anatomy then as a result. But it's in a lot of things, including the TV show Beef and also the TV show Ted Lasso, which I watched both of those shows last year. And so this song kind of like re-entered my consciousness. And it was just one of those ones that I always heard on the radio. I never paid much attention to. But then when I actually listened to it after it showed up in those shows, I was like, I really like this song, actually. It's simple, but it's catchy, and I enjoy it. So we're going to go listen to it now and then come back in a few minutes and talk about it. And that was Somewhere Only We Know by Keane. I love that song. It's a well-known song. I'm not like exposing some obscure song like I often do in this show. It's good. It's a good radio song. There's just something in me that really likes the "Oh simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting tired and I need something to rely on." It's that part particularly that I really like. I don't know, just nice. So, this song, apparently, it started off with one of the members of the band, Tim Rice-Oxley, which is a hell of a name, was just like hammering away at a piano, and he was thinking of Heroes by David Bowie, like the song that you drive along. He says, drive along to a really rockin' beat. So I can imagine that. I can feel this having a bit of Heroes energy in it, you know. And then they started playing it on guitar. Then Dominic Scott, the guitarist, left the band, so they recorded a demo with a keyboard instead, and then that kind of became the basis for the song. And yeah, it's got a pretty simple structure, but you know, simple works. That's why it exists. In terms of what it's about, apparently the place where only we know is referring to Mansers Shaw, which is a place in Battle, which is a place in Sussex, by the way. Battle is a hell of a name, but it's a place that the members of Keane used to visit in their childhood days, and it's also where the Battle of Hastings took place, which is probably why it's a place called Battle. So, according to Rice, this is what it says on Wikipedia, according to Rice-Oxley, they wrote the song after returning to Battle from London after failing to achieve musical success. The pathway reference in the song refers to the trail between the house of Rice-Oxley's parents and the local pub. So, you know, there's this kind of physical place in their mind when they're writing this song. But then the drummer of Keane, Richard Hughes, also said this: "We've been asked whether Somewhere Only We Know is about a specific place, and Tim has been saying that for him, or us as individuals, it might be about a geographical space or a feeling. It can mean something individual to each person, and they can interpret it to a memory of theirs. It's perhaps more of a theme rather than a specific message. Feelings that may be universal without necessarily being totally specific to us or a place or a time." So really, thematically, even though it was maybe inspired by a real place, it's more so about having some sort of shared thing with someone where you can kind of like, you can share that thing with them, and you can kind of find strength in it together, you know. And so let's go into the lyrics. "I walked across an empty land. I knew the pathway like the back of my hand. I felt the earth beneath my feet, sat by the river and it made me complete. Oh simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me when you're gonna let me in. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin." So I walked across an empty land, presumably this just kind of empty area where the battle took place. I knew the pathway like the back of my hand, the pathway that was mentioned. I felt the earth beneath my feet, sat by the river and it made me complete. So, you know, from a physical standpoint, that's all very understandable. From a metaphorical standpoint, it's like talking about, I walked across an empty land, like his mind is empty, say, or he's feeling like sad. I knew the pathway like the back of my hand. He's been here before. I felt the earth beneath my feet, sat by the river and it made me complete. Like finding this moment of peace among sort of chaos and, you know, sitting by the proverbial river. "Oh simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I and I need something to rely on. So it's him thinking back to when times were simpler, you know? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. Well, times have changed and I need to be able to rely on something. So tell me when you're going to let me in. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin. He could be talking to another person there because it is somewhere only we know, and it could make this a love song, but it also could be kind of talking to himself, letting himself open up, you know? I came across a fallen tree. I felt the branches of it looking at me. Is this the place we used to love? Is this the place that I've been dreaming of? Then we get the same pre-chorus, and then, and if you have a minute, why don't we go talk about it somewhere only we know? This could be the end of everything, so why don't we go somewhere only we know, somewhere only we know. So I came across a fallen tree. I felt the branches of it looking at me. Kind of talking about the tree being fallen implies some sort of change has happened here than when he's last been here. Is this the place we used to love? Is this the place that I've been dreaming of? You know, there's uncertainty there that this may be somewhere only we know, but like there is still things that have changed. And then in the chorus, and if you have a minute, why don't we go talk about it somewhere only we know? So that very much feels like he's kind of marrying the literal and the figurative here, where he's like talking to a friend or a partner who is depressed, and he's like, why don't we go to our safe place and talk about it, right? This could be the end of everything, so why don't we go somewhere only we know? It's like, you know, it's kind of a last resort thing, like this will help you, you know? And then the rest of the song is just the pre-chorus and chorus again, and then you get a ooh sort of break, and then the outro is just, this could be the end of everything, so why don't we go somewhere only we know, somewhere only we know, somewhere only we know. Very simple song, but nice and pretty. I like it a lot. There's a music video, of course, with little aliens in it. There's a great performance of it from Glastonbury last year. It just shows how much this kind of song means to a lot of people, you know, with the whole crowd singing along. It's great. I think that's pretty much it. It's going to be a short episode, but it's a simple song. Oh, simple thing. There's the podcast. So that's going to be it. Thank you so much for listening. Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell other people about this show. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Break it down.
Like finding this moment of feast. Feast? What was that? How did I mess that up? Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting tired and I need someone to rely on.